Okay. Hey, everybody. Can y'all hear me okay? All right, we have a little short in the cable, so he's going to switch it out. So I'm going to speak loud enough so hopefully you all can hear me. So welcome, everybody. We sprung forward today, so thank you all for coming in an hour earlier than normal. All right. For our lecture portion today, before we hop into today's topic, let's recap last week. I know we have some new faces. So the ones who were here last week, you brain dead. How you gonna claim that already, Jackie?
I ain't mean for you to.
Well, first, actually, before we start, I hope you all know some changes. So the space that we're allowed to have our class in, they're celebrating their 1-year anniversary of being a vegan restaurant this upcoming Saturday. From 12 to 5, the whole menu will be free. You can taste the whole menu. They've already started painting and rehabbing new chairs and furniture, as you can see, so things are different. And then hopefully you all see something quite different up here. So I'm a Beyond Open grant recipient, and one of the things the grant pays for is a mobile chef kitchen. So it has a sink, it has an induction top, it has a refrigerator, a convection oven, a warming unit, running water, and it comes with these 2 side tables and the monitor and all that. So I'm extremely excited. So now I can go anywhere and have a full setup. So I'm really, really grateful. Very, 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 very excited. So this is the first time I'm using it. So it may not be flawless today. So just bear with me, but I'm excited. Okay. So now back to our recap. Last week. Hey, how you doing? All right, our recap from last week. We talked about 6 ways to be able to add more plants to your diet. Who did any of the 6 ways? Okay, what did you do, Yvonne?
I went and got your notes. I ate more peppers. I cut up my garlic, put it in the refrigerator in a jar.
Okay.
I cut my red cabbages, green peppers, celery, and onions and put that in a jar.
Okay.
Now I'm incorporating more vegetables. I even made that salad dressing.
The Mother Earth?
Yes, I think I put too much of something. We was gassy bubbles. But it was delicious.
It is delicious.
I followed it. I wish I was just like you in the kitchen. But I did do that, and I bought everything, romaine lettuce and everything. It was so much. It was good.
I'm glad to hear that. Okay, so it sounds like one of the 6 things she did was she prepped her food, right? So we talked about when you leave the grocery store, make it a point of coming home and prepping as soon as you get home, because otherwise that's how it gets slid in the back and it gets moldy and slimy and you don't eat it, right? So make that a part of your grocery shopping time. And we talked about going grocery shopping every week. You can't go to BJ's once a month and think your food's supposed to last a month, because that's processed food. It's full of preservatives. That's not healthy. You're supposed to eat fresh food on a regular basis, so you have to go get it on a regular basis. Okay, so that's what Yvonne did. Who remembers any of the other 5 things we talked about in terms of how to eat more plants? Not all at once.
Was it like put in like more fruit and stuff in one of your kitchen stations?
So she's talking about the 4 kitchen zones and stocking them with more fruits and vegetables. That's correct, Shannon. So what are those 4 kitchen zones? If you weren't here, you can still guess them anyway, because it's not hard. What are the 4 kitchen zones? Pantry, refrigerator, freezer, and countertop. So if you just have more fruits and vegetables in those areas, stock your pantry with those things, and you'll eat them because they're there, right? All right, let's try this again. Mic check. Mic check. Okay, just leave it down. Okay. Hopefully it'll cut on. Okay, that's 2. What are the other ways? Ooh, y'all not getting an A this week. Not getting an A this week.
I'm working on it.
You working on?
Beans, and you can freeze your food. And if you want to prep, you want more beans in your vegetables, and then get organic beans, which you can help me out, y'all. I'm just
Okay.
So that, I do that.
You do that? Excellent.
I put my beans in a Instant Pot or crock pot.
Yeah.
Make a lot of them, and I do freeze them. Okay. I also use an ice tray. They sell these bigger ice trays that you could put it in slots and then pop them out in silicone trays, and I pop them out and then put them in an airtight take the air out of the bag, and I save all my things that I want to use in recipes. So that's one of the things I do.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Okay, so since I see that y'all are not recalling, one of the things we talked about was layering, right? We talked about taking whatever you have and finding a way just to add some vegetables to it. So whatever dish you're eating, whether it's vegan or not, healthy or not, you know, maybe add some spinach or just add something to it that's healthy, that you know is healthy, to whatever it is you're eating. So that was layering, right? Then we talked about taking whatever your favorite dish is and veganizing it. So whatever you normally like to eat, just swap out the meat for maybe mushrooms or jackfruit or even beyond or whatever you want to do. Take out the dairy and swap it for a non-dairy option. Those are the things we talked about, just making it whatever you already like, however you already like to prepare it, whatever seasonings you already like, use the same thing, just swap out the animal products for a non-animal product version of it. Okay, so that's what we talked about last week. Y'all failed miserably. Okay. That's okay, though.
I got you, because I got my notes.
You got your notes? Anything else, Tim?
I did start with 1 meal per day that's 100% plant.
Yes, we talked. That was the first one, right? You know, the easiest meal of the day to do with no animals is breakfast. It's very easy to have a smoothie. You know, it's very easy to have a smoothie. There's so many options. You have oatmeal. You have, so many things you can do. So that's the easiest way. But try to start with one meal one day, no animal product. That means no dairy, no eggs, no meat, and fish is considered meat. But some people separate. So fish, meat, nothing. Just purely plants, fruits and vegetables and grains. And just start like that. All right. You don't have to jump in head first. You can just put your toe in if you want to. Okay. All right. Anything else? I think we covered.
Yeah, the nuts.
Put them in the
refrigerator.
Oh my gosh, they are so crunchy now. I never knew that.
Right.
Put your nuts in the refrigerator, they are more tasty than ever.
Yes, so we did mention that. That wasn't part of the 6, but yeah, we did mention that nuts and seeds should be stored in the refrigerator or the freezer because they go bad really quickly because they're really high in fat. They'll go rancid. So if you want to get a longer shelf life out of your nuts and seeds, put them in the refrigerator. If you want them even longer, put them in the freezer and then use them because they don't clump together. So you'll get way more shelf life out of them. Yep. Okay.
You put them in the freezer, you just eat them like frozen like that, or do you let it thaw?
You can let it thaw. Yep. Okay, y'all kind of slightly bounced back. That's okay. You redeemed yourselves a little bit. Okay, so now since we've been doing our Nutrition 1 curriculum for the past 3 weeks now, we talked about what is a healthy plate. We talked about the Sweet 16, like what makes the plate healthy, right? We did that 2 weeks ago. Then last week we talked about how you actually add more fruits and vegetables to it. So now adding on that, now you have the basics, you know what your plate should look like, you know how to organize your plate. So now when you go buy the ingredients, what do you buy, right? 'Cause that's a question I get all the time. And that leads us to today's handout of how to read a nutrition label, because you should be reading your nutrition labels. Now, way before I was vegan or anything like that, when I was still quite large, I thought I was doing something. I would buy these rice things that you just throw in the microwave, which I can't believe I was doing that. And then I would buy those pre-seasoned tilapias, right? And the tilapia said it was like 300 calories. And then the package said, I thought it said 250 calories for the rice. So I'm smashing this rice with the fish and mixing it all together, just to find out that, oh, the serving size is 2 servings, so that's 500 calories of rice. And I was like, I'm gaining weight thinking I was smashing it. Okay, so that's what we don't want to do. So hopefully most of the things in your grocery cart don't have a label on it, because you should be shopping the perimeter, should be the produce section. Right, but there are certain things like maybe beans or grains or rice or whatever that you have to buy, especially if you do canned products, which I don't particularly care to do canned stuff, but if you do, you need to know how to read a label. So the first thing is, it should be all ingredients you know. If you don't recognize the ingredient, your body probably doesn't recognize it either. Okay, that's a really clear indicator. If it has 15 letters in the word, probably don't need it. It's probably processed. Okay, so let's start. What's your name? Cree.
P with a P.
Pre. That's pretty. Would you read the start here? At the top.
Check the serving size and the number of servings in the package. The serving size is important to note because it influences the amount of calories and nutrients listed on the nutrition facts label. It's okay to consume more than one serving of certain items, but be mindful of how that will change the calorie and the nutrients amounts on the nutrition facts label. I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses.
That's okay, you did fantastic. So yeah, I kind of started touching on this. So when you look at a nutrition label, the first thing you see at the top, it'll say, in this can, it says about 3.5 servings. And the serving size is a half cup. And so that half cup is 120 calories. Now we talked about when you're eating a whole food plant-based diet, you do not need to calorie count so much because everything is very nutrient dense. However, if you're still transitioning, you should pay attention to it, okay? Still be aware so you don't do what I did, think you're eating 250 calories and then you're eating 500. So when we talk about calories, what is a calorie? What does it mean? A calorie is energy. That's all it means is energy. So, and we talked about before when we talked about what makes a healthy plate, your meal, the calories of your meal should be enough calories that you can exercise that often a day. So if you're sitting down, you're eating Popeyes, and you're eating 1,500 calories, you can't burn all that off in one day, okay? Huh? You can't do that, Sharon. You can't do that. If you're sitting down, you're eating a 500 or 600 calorie meal, you can burn that off in a day. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. So if you want to have an occasional indulgence, hopefully it's not Popeyes, but whatever. If you want to have an occasional indulgence, an occasional means sporadic. That doesn't mean once a week. That means every now and then, a few times a year, and you want to go off and... Remember we talked about staples and indulgences. So our indulgences are 80% or more, and our indulgences are 20% or less, okay? So 20% or less. So we want to make sure that we are mindful of how many calories these things have, because like we talked about, 1 tablespoon of oil is 120 calories. So you could think you're eating a healthy salad, but you dropped all that ranch dressing and $1,000 dressing on there, and now it's an 800 calorie salad, and you think you're eating 300 or 400 calories. You're not, because you just dumped so much stuff on there. So be mindful of what that is, okay? Everybody have a question about that? Have y'all ever paid attention to the serving size? And just so you know, especially on the foods that are more seductive, okay? They love to find a way to put 100 calories on something. But then look at the serving size. They'll say it's 10 servings in this little tiny thing for 100 calories, and they know you're gonna eat the whole thing. So just think about that. So read that, because you can tell yourself, okay, these Oreo cookies say it's 120 calories, but it's for 2 cookies. How many Oreos are you going to actually eat? Okay? So keep that in mind. Okay, all right, so under the check calorie section, Yvonne, would you read that?
Calories are measured, calories are measured of how much energy is in the serving of food. Excess calories may cause weight gain, but do not stop at just the calories. Finish reading the nutrition facts label to determine if the calories are empty or
Or nutrient dense. So what does that mean to you?
It means I read it wrong.
You didn't read it.
No, yes, I do. It's the calories. They're saying that if you over exceed your calories on the weight gain, that's when you can gain the weight. So you have to check and finish reading the nutrition factors to know that the calories are.
You're close. You're in the ballpark. Okay, so when they say this is 120 calories and they have these percent daily values and stuff that we're going to get into, they base it because the standard American diet is based off a 2,000 calorie a day diet. Okay, we don't really need 2,000 calories a day, all right? But if you're like an athlete or you're a pregnant person or whatever, then you're going to need more calories. But you really need like 1,700, 1,800 calories to the average person. You don't need that many calories, especially if you're just going to work, sitting at a desk, driving home, watching TV, whatever you're doing. You don't need that many calories. So that's number one. So you want to make sure that the calories that you decide to take in, the energy you decide to take in, make them count. Don't make them empty. right? So like the Oreos would be empty calories, or adding extra oil for no reason, because not adding anything, it's just empty calories. But if you add an avocado, now you're adding in the healthy fats, you're adding in the fiber, you're adding in all the good nutrients that you need. So that's nutrient dense calories. So you want to make those things count, okay? You just want to love yourself. Just think about it as, I love myself, so I'm going to make sure I feed my body what it needs and not just do mindless eating, which we'll talk about in 2 weeks. Okay, any questions about that so far? I'm sorry about the whole mic issue, y'all. Okay. All right, let's see. Leslie, would you read the mindful of these? As loudly as you can.
Eating too much saturated fat, trans fat, sodium, or added sugar may increase risk of certain chronic diseases. The Dietary Guidelines for Americans recommends avoiding trans fats and limiting saturated fats to less than 10% of total daily calories by replacing them with unsaturated fats. The Dietary Guidelines for Americans also recommend less than 10% of total daily calories come from added sugar.
That's what the American stuff suggests, okay? What do I say to you all? We don't want any added sugars, but if we do, how many grams per day is the max? 8, which is how many teaspoons? 2 teaspoons, okay? 2 teaspoons of added sugar, not natural sugar. So that doesn't mean don't eat an apple or grapes. That means if you eat something that has processed sugar in it, make sure it does not exceed a total of 8 grams for the entire day, okay? You don't need that. And then we talk about saturated fat. Ouch. Hurts. Can y'all hear me? It's working? I don't think it's working right. It's fine. I still keep talking loud. Okay. So saturated fat. Where do I tell you most Americans get their saturated fat from? Well, that is lots of oil, yes. But where's the primary source of saturated fat for Americans on a standard American diet? Which meat? Chicken. Americans get the majority of their saturated fat intake from chicken. And they always try to tell you, eat the white meat, eat the lean.
Don't make it different, right? Just eat that chicken.
If you want to eat a dead animal, eat a cow, eat bison, okay? Do not eat chicken, do not eat fish for a multitude of reasons, but that's where the highest saturated fat comes from, okay? Now, this is not to be anti-saturated fat. Our bodies need fat. We require fat, but we want healthy fats, okay? So if you're fully vegan and you don't get a lot of saturated, what is a saturated fat? We talked about this. What's a saturated? How do you know something saturated versus unsaturated? How do you know? By looking at it.
Doesn't absorb water.
Keep going. Is what? Solid. It's solid at room temperature. So coconut oil is a saturated fat. Palm fruit oil is a saturated fat. Okay, because when they're sitting here at room temperature, it's solid, it's not pourable, right? But like an olive oil or avocado oil, they're pourable at room temperature, right? That's not saturated. All right, so the fat on all that meat you like to eat, and chitlins and all that stuff you like to eat, okay, that is saturated fat, purely saturated fat. Yeah.
I thought you said to cook with the coconut oil.
Yes, I'm getting there.
Oh, okay. So that's
So we still need some saturated fat. So if you're fully plant-based, if you're on the 100% side where you don't consume any animal products, you don't get a whole lot of saturated fat. We need saturated fat in our bodies because that's where we produce our hormones. From the saturated fat, our bodies produce cholesterol, and from cholesterol, all of our hormones are produced. So your testosterone, your estrogen, your everything is produced from that. So you have to have it. So if you're fully vegan and you're eating a whole food plant-based diet vegan, not a junk food vegan diet, then you need about 1 teaspoon of saturated fat a day so that you can maintain your hormone levels. And that might fluctuate if you're a bigger, taller person or a tiny, tiny person, but on average, somewhere in there, okay? Now, if you're eating the standard American diet and you're eating lots of meat, you're getting way too much saturated fat. And if you're eating everything that's deep fried and you're eating meat and there's way too much saturated fat. and that's going to destroy. That's why you're going to have high cholesterol. That's why you're going to have an excess of blood buildup in your excess of oils and fats build up in your bloodstream, and that's how you can get diabetes. Because diabetes is from eating too much saturated fat, and then the sugar can't get into the cell. People think it's eating too much sugar. It's the reverse. It's the fat. Okay, so that's what you want to be mindful of. Trans fats, 0. It's terrible for you. Even the which one is this? American Dietary Guidelines. Even they say 0 trans fat. And when we talked about trans fat, what is trans fat? It's oxidized oil or hydrogenated oil. So when you use Crisco, okay, that's a trans fat. Okay, when we put oil and we put it above its smoke point and it starts to smoke, it becomes a trans fat, which is why we don't want to cook with olive oil because it has a low smoke point, right? We want to make sure we avoid that because it changes the structure and it's like this. If you look under the microscope, it looks like this. And it's rigid. It creates the rigidity in your arteries. That's why you want to avoid it. Hey, Ramona. Welcome back. So no trans fats whatsoever. So what's the takeaway, because I know I might be talking fast. We need saturated fats. We only want to take them in moderation for whatever your diet preferences are for that moment, right? So if you're transitioning vegan, fully vegan, not vegan at all, you need way less saturated fat versus if you are vegan, you need some saturated fats. Okay? Any questions on that? Did I go too fast? Everyone get that? Yeah. Okay, you got it? Okay. Would you read the percent daily value loudly?
The percentage daily value, DV, is based on the daily value recommendation of key nutrients for a 2,000 calorie diet. 5% DV or less is a low amount per serving, and 20% DV or higher is a high amount per serving. Look for a lower percentage DV for nutrients you may want to limit: saturated fats, trans fat, sodium, and added sugar. And look for a higher percentage DV for nutrients you want to consume in greater amounts: fiber, vitamin D, potassium, calcium, and iron.
Great. Okay, you'll see, and they love to do clever marketing on the front of anything, right? So they'll say a good source of fiber, an excellent source of iron, okay? What does that mean? Aside from it looking good, anything that's 20% or above is considered excellent. 20% of your daily value, of the daily value. Anything between 10 and 19% is considered good. Anything less than 10% is fair. It's not a good source of it.
Did you say 10 to 20?
10 to 19 is good. 20 and above is considered excellent. So when you see that marketing and it says excellent source of fiber, it could just have 20% of your daily fiber. Now, we talked about this before. The daily value is based on the bare minimum requirements to keep you alive, because this was created in World War I to keep 18 to 20-year-old white males healthy and alive, okay? The vitamin C recommendations to prevent you from getting scurvy, okay? The vitamin D recommendations to prevent you from getting rickets and having severe bowed legs. All those daily value recommendations is to prevent those types of things. The iodine recommendations so that you don't have a goiter. That's the bare minimum to keep you alive. So if you're going based off that, and it's only 20% for it to be excellent, you're not getting enough, okay? So that's why reading the labels, don't look at like I said, the seductive, clever marketing they put on the front. Read the back where they're supposed to where they have to by law as of now, put what it actually is, okay? Because I'll see, like on the bag of Twizzlers, a fat-free food, okay? They put that on there. It says it. They say that, and I've had people say, "Well, I can eat Twizzler because it's fat-free." It's like, okay, they got you. Flip it around, right? And then they'll see, and what's the serving size? You get like 3 Twizzlers for, you know, still fat-free. So check the actual label. Do not look at the front because they're just trying to hook you in, okay? So excellent source is still good. It's better than nothing, but just don't take it as you're really getting all your nutrients because it says excellent. So just do a quick recap. If it says excellent, it means what? And 20% of what is meaning? To keep you alive. Okay. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Okay, Trish, can you read Get Enough of These?
The dietary guidelines for Americans recommend consuming 25 to 30 grams of fiber per day, which means Americans do not meet. Eating enough fiber as well as vitamin D, potassium, calcium, and iron can improve health and help reduce the risk of skin or of some diseases and conditions.
Excellent. Okay, so again, this is the American version based off the standard American diet. So they're saying 25 to 30 grams of fiber in a day, and I say 12 to 15 grams per major meal per day. Okay, because where do we talk about before? Where do most Americans get their fiber from? Where are the two sources? Hamburger, hot dog buns, and French fries. Okay. Now, for those of you all who came to the church or like the first class we had here, or OGs, I've done that demonstration where I've had a slice of white bread and a slice of whole grain bread, and I put the orange juice on it, and when I picked up or tried to pick up the white bread, it completely disintegrated to like a gloppy glue nothing. And that's the fiber that most Americans get, which is why they're always constipated. They poop. It smells horrible. They have to wipe several times. It's the wrong consistency. Everything's wrong about it. We're going to talk about the Bristol stool scale next week, so you can know what your poop should smell like, feel like, look like, all that kind of thing. So that's where they're getting it from. Not getting it from true sources. And fiber comes from what? You can only get fiber from plants. Okay, there's no meat that has fiber in it. There's no cheese that has fiber in it, unless it's a vegan cheese when they make it like from chickpeas or something like that. But all fiber comes from plants. So if you don't put anything that's plant, that's not super processed on your plate, you're not getting the fiber. You're just not, okay? And you can't get things to move and eliminate properly and absorb properly if you're not taking in enough fiber. So each meal, 12 to 15 grams of fiber. And how do we say to check that? So if you're not a board certified holistic nutritionist or a registered dietitian, you can't just look at this and say how much fiber is in it. How will you know? Google it. There you go. Google it, or I use an app called Chronometer. It's a free app. Chrono, C-R-O-N-O meter, one word. Hey, how y'all doing? Hey, Manny. It's free. And so you can just put in what you're eating, and it will tell you all the nutrition facts about it. You can have it on your phone, so that way you can just have something. If you don't want to Google it, you can just have an app dedicated on your phone, and you can look and see, okay, there's X number of grams of fiber in this pineapple, or X number of grams of fiber in this lime, whatever you want to do. So this.
Is that only for fiber with the Chronometer, or does it?
No, it has all the nutrients.
And it's free.
It's free. Free download, and it's for you Android users as well. Okay, it has it there for you too, and in the Apple Store. Somebody just asked me a question.
Is it C-H-R-O?
C-R-O-N-O meter, chronometer.
Sorry, the H is not in there, ladies.
Yep. Yep. And I also like that too, because when I create recipes, I can put a recipe I've created in there, and it will tell me what the nutrition facts are, and I'm like, oh, I don't have enough iron in this. I can go and tweak it and see it. So it's all that's free. So I really like it. Okay, and our last section. So Trudy, ingredient list.
On a product label, the ingredients are listed in order of predominance. The ingredients used in the greatest amounts are listed first, followed in descending order by those used in smaller amounts.
Yes. So when you buy something and it says it's whatever it is on the front, and you turn it back, the first ingredient might say water, or the first ingredient might say salt, or the second ingredient might say salt, right? Look at the order of those ingredients. So like, if you're buying something that's not from the produce section that has a label, it really should just have one ingredient if you're buying it, okay? It should be organic, and it should just say, like, what is it on here? Yeah, it just says organic garbanzo beans, okay? So there's no order because it's just the one ingredient. So just know the more ingredients you have, the more processed it is. So like if I look up this can of coconut aminos, it says certified organic fair trade blossom nectar, water, and sea salt. 3 ingredients. And salt was the last one. Okay? If I look at this soy sauce, the first ingredient is water, then the soybeans, then salt. Okay? So look at that, and that's how you know the quality of something too. If it starts off with water, you're paying for water. That's why you should never buy like those box broths. You're just paying for water. Paying for water. I don't understand why people do that. But yeah, okay? So did y'all know about that? Yeah, buy the bouillon. The better than bouillon is concentrated. Add your own water. Don't pay for the water. That's what's the most in that container. It's the least. Yep. Yep. Did y'all know that? Yes. Okay. Okay, so when we look at our ingredients, we see the serving size first, right? So we know, okay, do not eat this whole thing of rice. It's going to be 1,000 calories, right? And smash it like I was doing. What is a serving size? How much are you planning on eating? What's the calorie count? Then you can look at the daily values to see, oh, okay, this has 18% of my fiber because in one serving, which is only a mere half cup, has 5 grams of fiber. I will eat this whole can, personally. It's nothing. But it's 5 grams in just a half cup of beans. And if you're trying to get 12 to 15 grams of fiber per major meal, it's very, very easy to do if you're eating plant foods. If you have at least 75% of your plate plants, very easy to do. I will say this, if you're not used to eating a lot of fiber like most people aren't, you have to increase your water intake or you'll be congested, you're gonna feel bloated, you're gonna have all kinds of issues, and you might need to take a little swig of apple cider vinegar to help you process it because things are so stuck in there and you're gonna feel bloated and congested. Okay, that's just a little tip. All right, so any questions on this? What are y'all gonna do differently now before we get to cooking? Well, y'all told me last week y'all were reading labels. That's what I remember you saying vividly. I have you on record. For the sugar? Okay. And let me just touch on that real quick because I wish some of y'all were here for the diabetes segment we did because there's so much misinformation because they still want you to eat your pig feet and all that crap. And with the diabetes and then say, oh, but you can't have apples, you can't have grapes, you can't have this. And it's just a complete farce. It's a complete farce. You shouldn't be, if anything you're buying that has added sugar, you really shouldn't be having it anyway because we said added sugar is refined sugar. And that refined sugar is genetically modified. Okay, that is genetically modified beet sugar. So you definitely don't want that, especially if you're trying to be organic. And the sugars you just don't want that. The sodium, add your own sodium. And if you're a person that has high blood pressure and you're sensitive to sodium, remember sodium is related to potassium, you should increase your potassium intake. But also if you use miso paste, because it's fermented, it does not have that same effect on the blood pressure as straight table salt. Okay, so you'll get the umami and the salty flavor without the effects on the body. Okay? So just make sure you're looking at everything. Make sure you're looking at the fiber. Make sure you look at what kind of nutrients it has, not just the things you think that your current ailment presents. Look at the total package. Otherwise, you might say, you know, this may not be the best choice for me. Okay? Any questions or comments?
Yeah, the brown side, when it's at the daily value.
I didn't hear you?
The brown side, where,
Uh-huh.
how is that a factor in this nutrition fact?
So it's really just for you to know because hey Sheila, come on. We're saying we want to have things that are excellent, so 20% or more, but remember it's still based off of a very, very low bar. So you don't want to see zeros going down unless it's like water or something that should be zeros. But you want to see some kind of nutrients happening in the serving. It's just for you. It's just for your overall awareness to know how wholesome this particular food is that you're about to eat.
Okay, now I have a question. On the sodium level, I see 330. Now, on some sodium labels, I see 750, like for aggressive soup, chicken noodle soup, and all of that, 700, 936, I mean, in soups. So that is way past the sodium limit.
So 1 teaspoon of salt is how much sodium? 1,100 milligrams. Okay, 1 teaspoon. So people get freaked out, but again, I said, what else is on your plate? Okay, because normally if you're making a whole batch of soup, 1 teaspoon of salt is not going to cut it for flavor. It's just not. So what's in that soup, or what are you eating with that soup to make sure that balances out? Because your potassium intake should be 4 times the amount of the sodium. That's why I say they always try to isolate things. Our body does not work in isolation. When you put a shot, it goes through your whole body, okay? It doesn't work like that. So don't try to figure out all those things. Just say, hey, okay, does this have enough fiber? Is this a wholesome thing? Does it have good stuff in it for me? All right, do I need to eat a salad with it? The answer is probably yes, okay? All right, to balance it out. But when you see something that says like 500 milligrams of salt, you're talking about a half teaspoon of salt. Yeah, a half teaspoon. So y'all eating way more salt than you think you are. And then when you buy canned products that have their own sodium, then you still add your salt on top of it. It's just salt on top of salt on top of salt, and that's what's happening. So you want to buy, if you do canned foods, which I don't, I understand there's some convenience to that, but if you do canned foods, try to buy it salt-free, right? And just add your own seasonings. And if you add seasonings that have salt, make sure salt's not the second ingredient, because it'll still be very salty, okay? But yeah, don't get seduced by those types of things. Just be aware of what the full plate that you're consuming. And if you know you're having an indulgent day, then it doesn't matter. Okay? We're talking about your 80+% of your staples of what you're doing. Somebody else? Yeah, Ramona?
One of the things that confuses me is that you'll see something, you'll say sugar-free. And then you see dextrose and you see maltodextrin, but under the sugar, it'll say 0%.
Yes.
Then they'll have all the dextrose and maltodextrin. Isn't that still?
Those are sugar alcohols. And so this thing back here is a legal document. So there's legal definitions of what these things are and what you can say legally. So to say a sugar, they're talking about either refined or unrefined sugar. They're not talking about sugar alcohols. It doesn't fall under that definition, so they can say sugar-free. Our bodies can't digest sugar alcohols. I'm totally against sugar alcohols. I'm totally against anything that says fat-free, sugar-free, anything like that. Like that whole movement they did in the 90s just really destroyed people. Like if you're going to eat yogurt, get the full fat yogurt. If you're going to eat sugar, eat the whole complete sugar that has the fiber and the minerals attached to it. Do not do these things that have been extractions, because once things are extracted, it becomes a drug. There's no difference between sugar and crack. It is the same thing in the body. It is a drug. It has been extracted from the source. There's nothing nutritive about it at all, and it's very, very addictive. So stay away from sugar alcohols, all that stuff. As I said, all that stuff in the front, don't even pay attention to the front. Only the things you look on the front, it should say organic. Okay? As long as it says organic on the front, everything else, look at the back. That's where they have to tell the truth in the United States. Yeah.
So like where they have like now everything is 0 sugar for like the sodas. That's not.
If you're going to drink the poisonous sodas, drink regular. Do not drink diet. It is. I'm going to do my demonstration about that, because it's easier for me to show it so it can stick about what it's actually doing to the body. Don't drink, if you're going to drink a Coke, drink a regular Coke. Do not drink this Pep Zero and diet, and it's sugar alcohols. It's not good. Now, I'm not going to say all of them. If it's done with stevia, that's fine. If it's done with monk fruit, that's fine. But all these extros, xylitol, all that, aspartame, you are doing a grave disservice to you, and it's so much better for you to go ahead and drink the regular one than to drink that, because that is literally poisonous to the body.
So a lot of times stevia and xylitol are together. That's
Yeah.
bad?
Yes.
Somebody told me xylitol is.
Xylitol, that needs its own class, really. Let me say it in a shortened way. Stevia is a whole plant.
Yes.
Xylitol is still a sugar alcohol, but it performs differently. Like it's going to be in a lot of your toothpaste. It performs differently in the body, but it's still not good. Your body still doesn't recognize it. It shouldn't be ingested. You can put it in your mouth. I'm taking this off. It's not working. You can put it in your mouth, but you shouldn't swallow it.
It's not a plant. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a plant. It's an extraction. It's made in a lab.
So that kind of sugar, monk and stevia are
Monk fruit.
are not refined sugars.
They are well.
What kind of sugars are they?
They're whole sugars, unrefined sugar. So if you can use it 1-for-1 for regular granulated sugar, but for me, for any or the Naija Goddess, I use unrefined sugar. But I use coconut sugar. I use date sugar, the whole thing because it has the fiber and all that. Monk fruit, I personally just have not acquired the taste for it. It has a very distinct aftertaste that I can't get there with it. Stevia, I'm getting there with it on certain things. I'm okay with it on certain things. I'm just not. But with coconut sugar or date sugar, because it's just dried dates, dried and ground. I mean, it's the whole. You have all the minerals, you have all the fiber, you have everything else. It doesn't spike your blood sugar. It's low on the glycemic index. I stay on that side of things, as you'll see today for our dessert.
And last thing.
Yes.
When I really want something sweet, I eat figs, dried figs.
Oh, yeah.
Those are, I feel like I'm eating so much sugar. It's so sweet.
So,
what's the feeling? What's the thought on that?
okay. If you want to do sweets, if you're doing dried fruit, it's great. Okay, because all the minerals have been like the iron goes up significantly, like it's really high in iron, right? Does it have a lot of sugar? Yes, but it still has a lot of fiber, so it's still not going to spike. And if you're going to have an indulgence by eating more than you should of the dried figs or dates, okay, you're okay. You're okay. The recommendation is two whole figs or 2 whole dates for a serving size. But if you're going to have more, it's okay. It's not. You're not saying I ate an entire tub of Ben and Jerry's Netflix and chill ice cream. You're not doing that where it's completely all refined sugar, nothing healthy about it. Okay, that is still fully healthy. It's not going to make you crash. It's still low in the glycemic index. Your sugar's not going to spike. So you just want to monitor your serving sizes. But if you're choosing to be indulgent and have a couple extra, it's not the end of the world, as long as it's an occasional thing.
I have one last thing.
Okay.
I used to put in my smoothies this green, I don't have my phone to look it up, green powder, and it's a really good brand name that is in Whole Foods and used to be in Home Economist. It used to be a place that sells natural stuff. Recently I looked at it. It's not in the ingredients. It's not on the label. And I kept saying, this thing tastes sweet. There's something in here that makes my smoothie more sweet. All the way at the very bottom, in tiny things, it said some kind of long thing. At the end of it said sucralose. And it was very long. It wasn't just sucralose. It was something. And I was like, how do you get this OG something? Why? How come it wasn't in the ingredients?
It probably is under a different name. They
don't have it. The ingredients are clear. Just everything I know. And that was
take a picture so I can see it, because on the back they have to be truthful about it. And then if it's an added sugar like that, it has to be there. Otherwise, it's deceptive marketing, and they can be sued for it. Sometimes companies get away with it for a long time. So maybe this is I don't know, but especially if it's in Whole Foods, they normally check. But I'll have to see it specifically to know. Any other comments or questions before we get to cooking today? Hey, how you doing? All right. Oh, okay. I guess that's a no. Oh.
Like the fat-free dresses and stuff like that, just regular banana pudding, you don't have it?
If it has to tell you it's fat-free, it's already telling you it's not even a healthy dressing. That's it's already telling you. Let's just start there. Because a vinaigrette's not going to tell you it's fat-free, because vinaigrette by its nature is going to have typically olive oil in it. But the ones that say fat-free are those creamy dressings that are just already not healthy. They add sugar, salt, and oil to them, plus other ingredients and flavor enhancers that are not natural to the earth. They'll say when it says natural flavors, it's not natural. Okay, that's another legal term that makes it sound like it's healthy, but it's not. That already tells you that dressing is not healthy. So it's better to just make your own or buy one that you know is.
Just get a vinaigrette.
Vinaigrette is safer if you're eating it on a salad, because the salad has no fat to it, so that's okay. Yeah. Any other questions or comments? We're good? Yeah. What's that face for?
I'm for like, Greek yogurt.
Uh-huh.
Sugar free. My sugar was going up. So you said just I can get regular yogurt.
Get the regular yogurt, plain, not sweetened.
Right, not
Okay.
the
That's not spiking your blood sugar. It's everything else in your plate and what your fat, your saturated fat intake and your refined sugar intake. The combination of those two is what's happening with that, and enough fiber to keep it from going up. Okay. All right. So today, as you all can see, it's Taco Sunday. I was going to do the raw tacos, but I said, okay, when we're officially in spring, then I'll do the raw stuff because I try to cook everything in season. So today we're going to do a taco salad, but because you all are so amazing, I brought some healthier wraps that you can put them in I like to eat it just on a bed of spring mix. So that's how the recipe is presented. So if you look at my YouTube channel, there's a video of me actually doing this recipe, so you can see that. But we have some wraps, and I have 3 different kinds. We have a chickpea flour wrap, we have a cassava flour wrap, and we have an almond flour wrap. So I have those 3 options here for our tasting today. We're going to pair that with the pineapple salsa, and I'm going to show you how to cut a pineapple so you don't spend your money on canned pineapples. Hope y'all not doing that. Lord have mercy. And just extra, I just did a little avocado crema because I know some people like sour cream, so just a little twist on that. And then also today, from a very, very smart woman had a great idea. They're like, sometimes I leave class, I like the dish, but now I got to go to the grocery store and try to find all the stuff you did, and I can't find it, or I don't feel like it, and then I forget. So I'm just testing this out. These are meal kits. So I've already done all the chopping. Everything's organic. Everything I'm using up here in the kit for you that you can get. So it has the recipe in there. It had already put in the pineapple sauce, already did it for you. And everything else you just kind of dump and go through it. So if that's something that you all end up liking, then I'll do this.
And I suppose you're allergic to pineapple, like it itches your tongue or something like that.
You can use mango, use whatever fruit you want, or use a regular.
And I keep wondering, am I really allergic, or is it something like if I boil I can eat canned pineapple, but I can't eat raw.
You're allergic.
I could eat raw, canned, but not raw.
Yeah, because like before, when I had all my slew of allergies, like I was allergic to all the nuts, but when it was cooked, I could eat like a cooked walnut meat, but I cannot do them raw at all. Sometimes it's the pesticide spray on, so make sure you try it, or an organic version of it. But if you try an organic version and you still have a reaction, then you're.
If when I went to Hawaii, they put it in hot water.
Yeah.
When they were at Dole, they put it in hot water and
Yeah.
they gave it to me, and they said that's the thing. It's washing off all the acidic stuff, and
First of all, there's no pineapple like the ones in Hawaii. Like, it's totally different. I don't even like to eat pineapple here because it doesn't taste the same. But yeah, no, that is a thing. That is a thing. Okay, so I'm gonna get my hands washed and everything because I have a sink up here, y'all. Right? So I gotta let me demonstrate.
You better go. I like it.
Okay.
We feel special. You testing out on us for the first time.
Look at that water. It's a bucket thing underneath here. Yep, this is the pump. Okay, so the first ingredient, so if you're on my website to follow the instructions, scroll down because this is an older recipe. So you scroll down it's like 6 or 7 down under taco salad. Some of these are oldies but goodies that deserve a second life.
Yes, taco salad.
Yep, taco salad.
And I tried it too. The walnuts, I'm telling y'all, she can fool you. I fool my grown kids. I make spaghetti with walnuts. Really? What?
So today our meat, we're going to use a walnut meat. Now you can do this with pecans because like in the video, I did this at my sister's house and she didn't have walnuts, she had pecans, I did with pecans. So you can do that. And if you have a nut allergy like I used to, you can do this with sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds, okay? Actually, our raw tacos, we do it with pumpkin seeds and it's great. So here, all you're gonna do is soak your nuts, okay? And you can soak them for at least 30 minutes. And you're soaking them because we're gonna blend them up to pulse it to get our meat-like texture. So I'm gonna do it in front of y'all so you don't think I'm tricking you. So I just soaked these before class today, but you can soak them overnight, but as long as you do for at least 30 minutes.
And please do that, because I didn't do that with my other one. And I had to eat it. It wasn't great.
Can you use the water that you soaked them in?
No,
For anything? 'Cause that's, okay.
no. I already rinsed these before class, but yeah, you want to rinse them off, okay? I'm going to put them in. Now I'm doubling this recipe, so I think it calls for just 2 cups of nuts. Okay. All right. So this is 4. Okay. So this is y'all need to sponsor me. Okay. This is called a stasher bag. I love these. They're reusable. So instead of using the yeah, I think I got these from. We don't have Costco's in Gastonia. Target, and then the organic marketplace in Gastonia. So yeah, they come in all different sizes. It seals extremely well. It's waterproof. Seal. Huh? Stasher bags. Yep. You have them in all different sizes. You can travel with them. It's great. I love them. Been using them for years. Sponsor me. Okay. All right. So we're just gonna pulse these until it's a meat-like consistency. That's it. Oops. Can y'all see that? All right.
You said you overcame a nut allergy?
I overcame many allergies. That's why. That's the only reason I went to culinary school. I was just constantly using my EpiPen. I was constantly going to the emergency room, and I'm just like, I need to figure out what's in the food. Because I'm tired of about to die all the time. Like my throat literally closes up, my face, everything, all the time. So yeah, that was definitely a thing. Can y'all still see me? Well, I'll use this one. Y'all be interested in something like that?
Chicken, I swear. I see the bird walking down the street, I'm going, hit him in the head. I got a problem with the chicken.
You said you like the soy curls.
I know, I'm starting to go back.
Okay, okay. That's okay. All right. So every week we've talked about we want to use oil with, what's the word I keep saying? Oil with,
Unsaturated?
huh? Okay, my husband got it.
Unsaturated fat?
We want to use oil when our cooking with, Demond, say it for the class. Intention. I said it every week, y'all.
Okay. That was a trick question. We thought it was
You want to use oil with intention. So in our previous weeks, like when I did the Mother Earth salad or something like that, there's no fat, right? So then we use oil because we want to make sure that we so those fat-soluble vitamins that we could absorb them. So we added a little bit of oil so that we could absorb all the nutrients. Well, now we're using walnuts, which are full of omega-3 fatty acids, which are very anti-inflammatory. So we don't need to saute this in oil. Okay. So now we're going to do our water saute.
I love that one. Since you taught that, that's the best way of doing stuff.
It is. You don't need it. You don't need the oil, okay? And it comes out just fine. You can caramelize onions and everything with just water. You don't need the fat. So that's why I say use it with intention. Yes, Leslie?
Can you tell us how old nuts can last? I mean, I have some walnuts that I think she's old. Do we go by the taste or do we go see how do we?
I use all senses in cooking. So the smell, the texture. If the bag is starting to look greasy, it's already going to rancid. That's why they. Oh, they should be. Long as they're in the refrigerator or freezer, they're fine, and it doesn't smell fine. They'll last for a very long time. Like I've had nuts last like a year. Now I don't use it for like my catering stuff, but like at home, like they're still fine. All right, so my new induction top is nice and warm. All right, so now if you want to test like you would oil, if it's hot enough, you just put like a drop, and if it beads up, then it's hot enough, and it did not. So, can y'all see that? Uh-oh. Let's try it again. It's going to bead up. When it beads up, then it'll hit the pan and it'll sizzle. So we'll let this evaporate. So I don't need this anymore. All right. Okay, so now that's sizzling. So now I'm going to put another drop here so y'all can see. Y'all see that, how that bubbles up? All right, now we're ready. So mind you, especially when you're sauteing aromatics, they are full of water. Okay? So the oil is just a habit. You just saw your mama or somebody doing it. Okay? It's not because you need it. All right? Did y'all hear that little sizzle? Yep. Okay. So we're going to need all those onions. Hey, how y'all doing? Let me open my drawer and get my utensils out. Oh, I'm so happy. You're talking about a come up, okay? A total come up. That's right. Okay, so I'm going to just let these saute for a bit. Now, who's following along on the website to make sure I don't start doing my own thing? Yeah, we're sauteing these onions up. And then once they get translucent, I'll add in some garlic. Okay. Let that get hot. So I've already chopped up my garlic. So it's part of a weekly meal prep. I buy a big thing of garlic and I go ahead and mince it because I'm always going to use more garlic cloves than the recipe calls for. Now, for this walnut meat, you can batch this and freeze it or refrigerate it so that way you can have your plant-based meat all week. So you're not having to start from scratch like, oh God, I forgot to soak my walnuts. Side note, if you forget to soak your nuts, you can boil them for 10 minutes, okay? Now, you're going to lose some of the nutrition because you're heating it, but they'll get soft and then you can blend them, okay? So in case you forget to soak them, all's not lost.
Could you tell us why you have to take the soaking of the nuts? It's important to do that if you want to make a decision that you have to take the shell on, correct?
Okay, so Yvonne's asking why do we soak our nuts? For several reasons. So from a culinary perspective, which is where you started from, when you're blending this up, you don't want it to be too crunchy when you eat it as a meat, okay? So you need to soak it so it's softened. Because we're going to soften them and then we're going to cook it so it's soften it even more. It's still going to have some texture to it, but it's not going to be like I'm just eating my little miniature nuts, okay? We don't want that. It'll change the whole flavor and feel of our, I hate saying meat, but meat, for lack of a better word at the moment. Side note, when you water saute, if the pan gets dry, you just add a splash. And it keeps things moving. Okay?
So how do you wash them?
No, you don't have to wash them. You just, you just soak them.
I don't know why I thought you said it was still washed it.
Once you soak your nuts, rinse them. When you pour the liquid out, rinse them off, and then use them. Because there's sometimes there are anti-nutrients. Sometimes people have a hard time absorbing it. When you soak them, it's going to make it more absorbable. The nutrients are more absorbable, especially if you sprout them or anything like that, then they're going to be even more absorbable. So you want to make sure you take the time to do that. So at night before you go to bed, it takes no effort to put something in a bowl and put some water over it, and it's done, okay?
So should it be in the refrigerator? Or should
You can do it on the counter or the refrigerator. Either is fine.
You said especially if you sprout the nuts?
Yeah, yes. You want to eat everything sprouted. So you can sprout them.
But I can't sprout nuts that I buy. No, right?
Depends on the ones you've bought. You can though. You actually can. I can do a demonstration of that. All right, so you all can see we're getting some color on our. Can y'all see that it's getting color? It's getting brown without the oil. Okay, it's getting brown. All right, so now let me open up my drawer again. Sorry, excuse me. And and let's get some garlic in there. Okay. I don't know how many cloves that was, and I do not care.
That's right, you know we don't care. We gotta get up past being such a wimp with.
Can y'all smell this?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good. Do you recall why garlic is so important? Why garlic is medicinal? It is anti-inflammatory. Do you recall, Yvonne?
I told you you gotta let it sit for a minute or two to get all the nutrients released.
All the antimicrobial, antifungal, anti-everything, anti-inflammatory compounds in garlic happens after you slice it and let it sit for a minute. And that's when this compound called allicin, A-L-L-I-C-I-N, forms. And that is what is the medicinal compounds in garlic. And you want to do it as raw as possible. So the allicin that's in this garlic, because I've already chopped it up, it's lessened because I'm heating it now. But you're doing it in a raw application like we have in our pineapple salsa, you're getting all those enzymes and you're getting all those benefits, 100% of those benefits. Okay, so next I believe I add the nuts, right? Who's following along? Yes, Leslie?
I have a question about the garlic.
Yes.
You know, when you want to roast a garlic
Yes.
thing in the oven, that's one thing.
Yes.
But I bought a huge bag of garlic, and I don't think I'm going to be able to eat it all.
Freeze it. Chop it up
I did,
and freeze it.
Well, I was experimenting. I froze half the bag,
Okay.
and then another quarter of that I put in the oven and I roasted it. And then it didn't look right.
Okay, when you're gonna after you did that after you froze it?
No, this is the one that I didn't freeze. I decided to do an experiment, so I have half and 2 quarters. All right, so 1 quarter I put in the oven on a parchment paper,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't. Maybe I didn't leave it in.
Did you add oil?
I sprayed a little bit of avocado oil after I took it out of the oven, not before I put it in.
Okay, and it was still in this paper?
Yeah.
Okay, so you slice off the top so all the cloves were exposed? Okay, you take the whole clove, you slice off the top so you can see. Oh, that's not gonna do like that. You gotta do the whole bulb.
So if you put it in the oven, and roast it,
It'll still roast, but it's not gonna be that.
no, it's
Ooh,
not soft and
it's not that.
but I'm eating.
Yeah, it's still good, but it's not. It's a totally different texture and flavor when you do the individual cloves. Yep. Okay.
And that takes away from the nutrients as well.
Correct. Anytime you add heat, you're always going to have a loss.
Because you added heat, it's not as rich with nutrients, not antibiotics.
That's true. Yep, that's true. Can y'all see this? Can y'all smell this rather? It's smelling good, right? Okay. What's the next ingredient? Instructions say? Okay. I thought I was supposed to add the taco seasoning already.
That was after the tomatoes.
Oh, okay.
Had the seasoning after the tomatoes.
You know, I gotta put something on the paper, right? I don't. Certain things aren't prescriptive. You can have liberty. Okay, be free. Okay. All right. So the tomatoes are a very important ingredient in this when you're making a quote unquote meat, because when you're not eating a dead animal, what you're eating, what makes you savor that animal is glutamates. Okay. So foods that have glutamates in them is what gives you that umami that makes you feel like, that's really, really tasty. So dried tomatoes are full of glutamates. Nutritional yeast is full of glutamates. Soy sauce is full of glutamates. So you have to add those types of things in for you to get any kind of meat-like feeling to it. So this is an ingredient. I say all that to say you don't want to skip the dried tomatoes, sun-dried tomatoes. You don't want to skip that. I don't use the one in oil. I use the one in the package. That's a good question. No oil. Remember, we're water sauteing, okay? Our fat is coming from the walnuts. And we have an abundance of walnuts here. Okay. So now here we have, I like this brand, the Siete brand, because they don't use any preservatives whatsoever. There's no clumping agents in it. They're not USDA certified organic, but talking to the company, they do use organic ingredients. The USDA organic certification is very expensive for a lot of companies, and if you can't get all or 70% or more of your ingredients organic, you can't put the label on there. But it's Siete. And I got the mild one for you all. Okay. I protest too. They have a spicy one. But I love you all. Okay, so we have the mild. Siete, like 7 in Spanish, Siete.
That's the same company that makes the wrap?
Yep, that's what we have here, is the Siete brand wraps. Yep. All the stores, I think, carry, I can't remember if Food Line does or not, but I know the upper end stores for sure.
Public care. But
Yeah.
Costco carries the almond one.
Okay. I got these particular ones from Whole Foods, but you know, I go all around because y'all always ask me where. I'm always looking. I'm always on the hunt.
So what is the black thing added? I missed it. The black one.
Okay, so I had 2 different brands of sun-dried tomatoes, so one was darker than the other. But in the kits, I use the same brand. But yeah, it's just sun-dried tomatoes. I'm gonna add this other pack.
Darker, it's not bad.
It's just been dried. They use a different drying process, and they use different tomatoes too. Yep. I'll see if I want to add the rest of that. I'll taste it. Okay, so far, how's it different from your ground beef? Is this different? Can y'all still hear me? Y'all can still hear me? See, y'all get chattery when the food's coming and you smell it. That's what happens. But so far, is this so different from doing this with ground beef?
Nope.
So.
Right.
And how's it looking?
Looks like ground beef.
Okay.
Ground turkey.
That's it. I'm not trying to fool anybody. Okay, so all we gotta do is just let this kind of steam so those nuts can continue to kind of cook down. Now, I like a little crunch, it adds more texture. But if you want it all the way like meat or dead animal, then you can let them. It's absolutely judgment free. But y'all try to you don't call a thing a thing. You're eating dead animals, okay? So you like to say, oh, I'm eating a fillet, and no, you're eating a dead cow, such and such. You're eating a dead such and such, okay? Just be honest with yourself. That's all I'm saying. I don't have a problem saying I'm eating walnuts. I can say that. But you don't want to say you're eating a dead cow. Okay. My body's a living body, so I want to put living things in my body, and I don't need dead things for my body to live and thrive. Okay? And that's not judgment, that's a totally judgment free. So if you choose to eat dead things, that's what you choose to do. But we're here so that you have an option. Okay? That's not judgment. It's not judgment at all. I support whatever you choose to do with your body. It's your body. Okay. And if it gets a little sticky, all you gotta do is just add a little drop of water. Okay? That's it. That's it.
Is there a reason why you said if we're going to eat a dead animal, eat dead bison? I mean, eat bison?
Yes.
That's buffalo, right? What's bison?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm saying so, but is there a reason why you say bison over
Yep.
chicken?
It's going to have less of the saturated fat, and it has way more nutrients in it. Way more nutrients. So if you're going to eat that, if you're going to choose to eat an animal, you want to eat those animals they're trying to tell you not to eat because they're trying to. It's all propaganda.
So
all right.
you're saying fish as well, because I know all the stuff they do to fish.
So fish, it's a whole mess.
Right.
A whole mess with fish. Fish for several reasons. So fish, we're anti-fish, not only because they're sentient beings, right, of course, but also because of saturated fat, also because of the high mercury content, and also because of the microplastics. So that's what you're eating. And so the bigger fish that eat the smaller fish, they have even more contamination. And then if you're buying them farmed, they're swimming in their own poop all day. They're loaded with antibiotics. They have all this crap on their skin, and you're eating all that. Okay?
So you're saying even the wild
the microplastics and the mercury. So I just had a question. What is a microplastic? So microplastics are, so our oceans have become sewers. Okay, all the plastic and stuff from the single use, everything, then these animals are eating it, it's in the water, it takes forever for it to decompose, and it gets into the water. The fish are swimming in the water, they're eating in the water, and it's in them, and then you're eating their flesh, and then you're eating it. Okay, so, okay, that's why I said even now, pink Himalayan salt now has microplastics in it because of the water it's coming from. Okay, so you have to be mindful. Yeah. But then you can put everything in glass jars. You can go to a walnut tree, pick your walnuts, and you're not getting all that. So it's just something to think about. Like fish is like one of the worst things. Because it has everything plus the mercury and microplastics that the other animals have. So. Hey, True. Saturated fats. Yeah. And the salmon you buy in the grocery store is with food dye. Okay. They add the food dye to make it that pink color. So it's just a lot of stuff happening with the fish.
Goat and lamb. Same. I mean, it has a lot of fat.
It's better than chicken. But I'm a Capricorn. Don't eat the goats now, okay? I said I'm a Capricorn. Don't eat the goats. Leave us alone. What'd you say, Trudy?
So probably, like, the seafood is not good. I was always told, like, the seafood that would be better, like.
Just like they told you chicken would be better too. The same people that told you that are the same people that say eat the chicken too. Eat the white meat of the chicken if that, Yeah, same people. Okay.
So the white meat of the chicken has a lot of fat as well. I'm just blown away. I didn't know that.
That's what the white meat of chicken, the chicken period is where most Americans get their saturated fat intake from. Yeah. Your body doesn't want you to eat dead animals. I'm just here to provide you information so that you have informed choice. I'm not here to judge you at all. I understand everybody's on their journey, but that way when you choose to eat a dead animal, you know what you're eating. Okay? That's all I'm just here to give you some information.
Right, give the information.
Just information.
So saturated fat in the chicken, is it because the way they process it or the chicken in itself?
The chicken in itself. It's flesh. If you eat my body, you're eating saturated fat too. You're eating flesh. And flesh part of, in the dermis layer is fat.
And the nasty beef.
Nasty what?
Beef.
If we're comparing dead animals to dead animals, I'm just saying it's one that's better. They're all. Yeah, I would say the red, as they call it, the red meat. I would say if you're going to choose a dead animal, then choose that because at least they have less saturated fat, but they have far more minerals. They have far more minerals. Okay, so now the next thing we do, I think it says 2 tablespoons of soy sauce for more glutamates and some actual seasoning. I'm gonna test it. I didn't put it in full tube. I'm gonna taste it. How's that looking to y'all? Can y'all see it? Okay. Uh-huh. The beans?
Two meals. I ate half the first time and then half the other half. No one wanted to try.
They didn't want to try beans.
Yeah, right. The beans, the 3 beans. Yeah, that was so good.
That's good. Okay. I might add the rest of that. Y'all like texture or you like a little mush? Texture? Okay. Who said mush? Oh.
That's what he said. I told him last Monday, I said, you do good. He said,
He's spoiled. He won't eat leftovers. So he wants it fresh. So I have it in the refrigerator. He won't eat it. Yeah. So. You see, he will not eat leftovers. Because he won't. It'll sit in that fridge. It'll sit in the fridge. He wants me to make it fresh every day. And I'm like, I can't every single day. I can't. Thank you. Thank you. He was like, babe, I had that yesterday. I'm like, that's why it's a prep, meal prep. I'm like, all right, I ain't wasting my energy. He wants a new thing. He'll go out. I'll have food in the refrigerator. He'll go out and buy something because he ate it yesterday. Spoiled.
text me when you get leftovers.
Okay. Huh?
I said when you dig in when you got married, or did you transition?
We both transitioned after.
Both did.
Yeah. Well, he eventually got there. No, he was. He was. He would leave the house and go get some Supremes or go to Chick-fil-A. Yeah. Yeah, he was. It took him a while.
You also got your dogs like that too.
Yes, and I didn't switch my dog to a vegan diet because I'm vegan. Because dogs are actually omnivores. Like humans try to act like they're omnivores, but when we're actually frugivores. But dogs are truly omnivores, so they can eat a plant they can eat plants and animals and process them. So my older dog that passed away, she was having a hard time with the dog food I was giving her. I switched to several different dog food. I put them on a raw diet, a raw meat diet and everything, and she couldn't handle it. So I just tried the vegan dog food. She loved it, and then the other two loved it too. So I just stuck with it because they loved it. And then my vet, they're like, I don't know what you're doing, but because my dogs are older and they don't look it or act it, they're like, he's like, I don't know what you're doing, but keep it up. And I just switched them to a vegan diet. So they eat vegan kibble, and then all the prep, like all my scraps, they eat all the scraps, and all my berries, like I share the berries with them. So I don't throw anything away.
I don't either because after we talk,
Yeah.
oh, when I fix my dog food in the morning, she's sitting there with all my scraps. That this past week, I steamed me some beets. That was the best thing I had ever done with beets. And when I peel them, that's what she gets every day, along with my roasted vegetables that I do for myself. She gets that with me.
They love it.
Mm-hmm.
They can't wait. And like the fresh fruit, I give them their berries, and they have their antioxidants. I put a little chlorophyll in the water, and then any scraps I'm doing, 'cause I'm always doing stuff, they can't wait to get the scraps for that. And then they have their kibble and mix it all together. So they have the dry and the wet, and they love it.
Is there any vegetable that you shouldn't give to a dog?
Grapes. They're allergic to grapes. Nothing with salt added. Nothing. No chocolate. No onions. No garlic. Just purely veg, non-starchy veg, and or no starchy veg too, because they love sweet potatoes. They love sweet potatoes. Huh?
The short list was kind of, you said not grapes.
Grapes, chocolate. Grapes, chocolate, salt. Of course, no added sugars. Grapes, chocolate, salt, sugar, in the allium family. So no onions or garlic or anything like that, because it can upset their stomach, or they could throw up. And they love it. They love it, and their coats are healthy, shiny. You know, my babies are they're so cute, but I'm very biased. All right, they are. They're cute and sweet. Okay, do another taste test. I'm gonna let y'all eat. Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay, tastes like taco meat to me. All right, so I'm keeping the texture in there per y'all's request. And like I said, you can let it cook a little bit longer if you want it less texture. But I think that's good. How's that look to y'all? All right. Turn this off. Hey, Devon, will you put the meat in these tacos so I can show them how to? All right, the last thing we're going to do now that it's off heat, we are going to squeeze some fresh lime. And you want to always do this off heat so that you can actually taste the lime for one, and that it doesn't turn bitter. And this will prevent you from adding too much salt. So if you add citrus to something, you'll add way less salt. Yes, you'll add way less salt because your body, it has a salt, it uses the same spot that salt would.
Now I heard that citrus that have no seeds, or any kind of fruit with no seeds, when it's supposed to have seeds, is not good for you. What is the take of that to everyone here?
I completely agree with that because it's been.
Like the limes, they don't have seeds. I noticed limes when I buy them, they don't have seeds.
Unless you buy the key limes, which are just now coming back in season. And there's nothing you can do about that because these are still organic limes, but they grow them now so that they don't have them for convenience. But
They're not the best.
if you find seeded limes, that's what I would do. But it's hard to find in the United States. You go outside the country, you can find them very, very easily. Okay, so we're doing a pineapple salsa. I know you've all had salsa before, and I didn't think you all needed to see me chop up a bunch of vegetables, but all I did was use my little chopper thingy. So I just thought we probably should just go over how to like cut a pineapple because I hadn't done that in quite a while. And it's very, very simple to do. It's very simple to do. First thing you want to do is just twist this part off. Okay? So you take this, and this grows you another pineapple in about 5 to 7 years. Okay? Yeah, that's how long it takes for them to actually produce fruit. Okay? So you take this, and you can plant this, and it'll grow sprouts, and then you can plant it, and then it'll grow to a tree, but like 5 to 7 years before you actually start to get pineapple. Okay? So that's the first thing you do, because I'm trying to show you how to not waste everything, because they'll just start, and they'll just chop, and then you've wasted edible pineapple. But then also you can use this for decoration, you know, when you do like parties or whatever, because it's cute. You can put it in a little centerpiece thing. It's really cute, if you so choose, okay? So that's part one. Oh no, so you put this, like, if you take this right now, I would get like a glass. You put like a toothpick on the side and just let this part, don't let the leaves, just let this part touch the water and it'll start to grow roots. Once it grows roots, or you can take this home then. Once it grows.
I did the onion thing.
Oh, okay.
Scallions.
Mm-hmm.
I got it in a egg container.
And it'll keep growing and growing and growing and growing and growing.
Put water in it. I got scallions. And I got the garden as well. So I do the hybrid garden as well. But you keep any house. I grows my vegetables in the house because I don't have a green, I don't have a brown thumb.
Yeah, same here.
Learned it from my
So
teachers.
are you talking about a Cara garden?
Yes, it's all
Okay.
garden.
Same thing you have.
Same thing I have.
Yeah, same thing I have too. Think of.
I'm telling you, grow your own fruits and veg, y'all. Is the taste difference? Tastes way better.
So we can always buy a tower garden from you, right, Annie? I'm just asking. Just want to make sure.
Yes, yes. I'm happy to help you all on that journey of converting your brown thumb to a green thumb. Okay, so now we have a pineapple here. Now this one's not fully ripe. I went to several stores and they all were green. So this is the one I made was fully ripe. But for this one, you see there's still a little bit of green at the top. Okay, so how do you know it's ripe? It will be golden all the way up, and when you hold it, it should smell like a pineapple. Okay, whatever fruit you have, it should smell like the fruit. Otherwise, it's not ready. Okay, it's going to tell you the texture, the look, the smell will always indicate the ripeness level. And when the fruit is fully ripe, that's when all of its minerals are present. So when you look up on Chronometer, what's the vitamin C in pineapple, it's basing it off of a ripe pineapple, not when it's green. Okay? So the next thing we're going to do is slice very thinly off the top and very thinly off the bottom. Oh, we got a lot left over.
Get a pineapple, always lay it down. Because if you sit it up, the juices run to the bottom.
Okay, there you go.
Down so the juices
That's true. That's true.
I got I'm seeing lemons off of I'm doing Myers lemons at my house.
Okay, Jackie. I want to. Okay. So y'all see that, right? This doesn't take long. The key to this, you must have a sharp knife. Like we've talked about, the most important tool per any in your kitchen is a chef's knife, but the most dangerous tool in your kitchen is a dull knife. That's the most dangerous tool in the kitchen. And I guarantee 98% of you all have very dull knives in your kitchen. Okay? Okay. Go get them sharpened, or if it's a cheap one, get another one. Okay? So all you're going to do is take your sharp knife and just go down the edge and just trim off as little as possible. I like to keep the eyes on for texture because it adds a lot of nutrients still, and there's a lot of nutrients in the actual peel. And for any of you who came to my Nigerian pop-up restaurant and had that Zobo drink, you take the pineapple peels, you boil that with hibiscus or sorrel, and that's how you get that drink. So, don't waste that. Or you can make a great tea from this too. You just take this and make a tea. Oh, this tea is delicious. You just put some water and tea. I like to put thyme with it and have like a herbal blend. Don't waste that. Or you can give it to Jackie for her garden, for her compost bin. Okay. So it doesn't take time at all to do this. I'll give you this one, Jackie. Go home and take it. It's a great tea. It's a really great tea. I think I didn't bring them. No, I'm literally just taking off the skin. I'm leaving the eyes on and everything. It'll be an anti-inflammatory tea. Yes. Okay, so now that we've done this, I'm going to take this kind of like an apple, because you see this ring right here? Okay, that's the core. That's the core. You definitely don't want to throw that away, because that's where most of the nutrients in it. It's called bromelain, what makes it anti-inflammatory. This is also good if you're trying to get pregnant. This is the same nutrient you want to eat to help the baby attach to the uterine lining. They'll eat the pineapple core. You don't want to get rid of that. So you can just chew on it, or you can juice it, whatever you want to do, but that's very medicinal. So when you buy a lot of these anti-inflammatories in the grocery store, vitamin shops, whatever, that's what they're using. They're extracting the bromelain out of the pineapple core when you can just eat it, okay? So you're going to just chop around the size of that like you would an apple, around the apple core. And we have these two cheeks. And then I'm going to come down straight now around the core. And then here's your core. And I like to chew on this personally. Yeah, growing up, that's what the Nigerians do. You chew on sugar cane. All right, and then you just cut strands. And then you can leave them like this, or I put them in a chopper, and then I have my fruit already cut up, so in the morning it's what I'm going to eat for breakfast. Unless somebody's going to take my pineapple today after class, but that's my plan. Yeah. But that's the plan. Okay, I'm just going to leave it on the cutting board. But okay, so hopefully y'all see how to chop a pineapple. But it's very quick, so please don't buy. I did all this, so don't buy canned pineapple. It tastes like crap. They put in citric acid for preservatives. It doesn't taste like pineapple. Okay, so it's not that long to do this. Okay, hopefully y'all see that. Yep.
But I did an experiment too. I practiced myself eating whole pineapple. I wanted a pineapple. I couldn't find a good one. So I go to the store, go get Del Monte. They give the name brand. I opened it up, ate one, spit, and threw the whole can out. I said, never you can go back. Once you go forward, after those 21 days of your taste buds, you don't want nothing else but the best organic.
Make a commercial.
Yes.
I have a question about the pineapple.
Yeah.
I love pineapple. I'm kind of cheap too, so I like to buy the whole pineapple, because when it's
There we go.
it costs more.
Yes.
But, and maybe it just wasn't ripe enough, but I just found that it would be so acidic that I just burned a whole hole in my face. Because I would cut it, and I would be prepping it for my smoothie, but I would eat some of it, and I'm kind of very irritated. So
Okay.
is it just not ripe enough?
It's not, I was gonna say, first of all, it's not ripened all the way. There are some people that, like even my sister, it's called a geographic tongue. When you have citrus, you're very sensitive to it. So if you're sensitive to it, you're sensitive to it. But in general, it's usually because it's not ripe all the way. It should be golden, it should look gold before you eat it. Like the one today is not fully ripe. I'm still gonna smash this, but it's not fully ripe. Okay, and when it's fully, it's so sweet. It's not really acidic like that.
And then your leaves will look worse. When your leaves look really bad, you know it's starting to turn. And then you gotta keep it laying down, never up, because all the juices will run to the bottom. You want your juices to be on the side, so you rotate it every so often.
She right.
You get the gnats flying around and your stems are all bad.
She's not wrong. That's definitely a way. That's definitely a way. Yeah.
I think I wasn't waiting long enough. I think,
Yeah. Hey, Damon, will you put the pineapple sauce on there and the crema? Okay. Okay, so very quickly, I'm going to do this dessert because that's already ready to go. I need to rinse this out. All right, so here's another one of my famous dump and go recipes. This is I made this up, so I don't know what the name is. It's really a chickpea blondie. A blondie is a brownie that doesn't have chocolate, like cocoa powder, okay? So this is all wholesome ingredients. There's no refined sugar. I have a video on my YouTube channel showing me doing this. And today I did it differently because I know y'all like nuts and stuff, so I added some macadamia nuts to it.
Oh, no, you didn't. No, you did not, girl.
I think y'all worth it. So I think it calls for about 15 medjool dates, and that's equals about a cup of dates. And so I'm just going to show y'all this, not because it's required, but sometimes because I pit so many dates all the time. This thing is called baking dates. Just get this from international markets, and they've already pitted and smushed up all the dates. So it's just a quicker thing. So I'm only saying that so you see what I'm putting in here. This is about just over a half cup of dates. I'll add more if I think we need it to be sweeter, but I don't think so. I think it'll be fine. It's already there, already good to go. And you know, with the pitted dates, instead of like throwing them away, y'all can still hear me okay? With the pitted dates, when you're pitting them, you don't have to just throw away the seeds. For those of y'all who are struggling to give up coffee, if you can use those date pits for coffee. And yep. I'm just breaking this up a little bit. You ground them up? Yep, you roast them and ground them, just like coffee beans. Yep. So 0 waste, okay? Oh, I think I'm gonna bring that in a couple weeks when we do our raw stuff. Okay, so I added in a cup and a half of chickpeas. That's equivalent to 1 can if you're using canned. And I'm just gonna pulse this around just so it kind of mixes together easier. If I had just the individual medjool dates, I wouldn't do this, but because I used the baking dates, I just don't want it to clump up. Roast it to blonde, medium, dark, wherever you like. Yep. Yeah. Yep.
So it doesn't taste burned when you roast it?
Now, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not a coffee drinker, so all coffee tastes
Burned, yeah.
to me.
Yeah, yeah.
It smells great, so I'm not the person to ask, but for people who consume coffee, that's what they say. But I'm just saying that to you all, you don't have to just toss them out, okay? We wanna always be conscious. All right, so we put in our chickpeas, which is about a cup and a half or equivalent to 1 can if you're doing that. We put in approximately 10 dates, even though the recipe calls for 15. You can make it sweeter if you want. Now, our egg replacer, so let's talk about that. In vegan baking, there's a thing called a flax egg, okay? So flax egg is using flax seeds. Now, you have to grind them up. This is what it looks like ground. Because if you use flax seeds whole, your body cannot break them down and you'll poop them straight out whole. Okay, now these are full of omega-3 fatty acids. This is a complete protein. It's really healthy for you, but to get that nutrients, you have to have them ground. So this is 1 tablespoon of ground flax seeds compared to 1 tablespoon of whole flax seeds. Now I buy mine whole because just like our nuts and seeds, they can go rancid very quickly. So you want to make sure you store them in a refrigerator or the freezer. And then to make our egg, it's this 1 tablespoon or 1 part ground flax to 2 parts water. And you let it sit for like 5 minutes and it clumps up like an egg. The flax. And I put this in the recipe as optional because our other egg replacer in this particular case, and this makes it more fudgy-like, is applesauce. Okay? So any kind of pureed fruit is an egg replacer if you're trying to bind and add moisture. Because remember, an egg does 3 things. An egg adds moisture to whatever you're cooking or baking. It adds, it binds things together, and then it adds structure and lift. So you always have to know what are you using the egg for in your recipe when you're doing it in a vegan application. So for right now, because this particular thing is intended to be kind of dense, I'm not trying to have this spongy, thing. Binding and moisture is perfectly fine. So I'm going to add in this 1/4 cup of applesauce. I only had cinnamon left at my house, so that's what it's going to be. I had that. So that's what the flax egg is optional, but I'm going to let that thicken up so y'all can see what that looks like. And then as our egg, and then we have, what's in here? Oh, we have a little bit of baking powder. That's a tablespoon of baking powder or 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And then we have a cup of oat flour. Now, don't go buy oat flour because they charge you out the wazoo for it when you can just take some oats and blend it yourself in like 10 seconds. Okay, so we have 1 cup of oat flour here. And I'm going to add in like a teaspoon of vanilla bean paste. So this is like vanilla extract, but it's in a glycerin, so it spreads evenly. It doesn't evaporate when you bake. All right, and it's right beside vanilla extract if you're asking. Trudy, you still with us? Okay, and am I missing anything, y'all?
So the vanilla paste is truly just vanilla beans?
It's just vanilla beans and glycerin.
You got your butterscotch and your
Yep, that's going to be last. All right, so now I'm just going to blend this and add a little bit of water. And that's it. We have our dough. So I'm just going to take this S-blade out.
The
5 minutes. And now I'm going to fold in our chocolate chips. So we have butterscotch, dairy-free butterscotch chips, dairy-free chocolate chips, and then I added some macadamia nuts just for y'all. Okay. I'm going to fold that in, and then that's it. We're going to put it in the oven, 350 for about 20 minutes. But luckily, I've already made this for you all. And I put it in, here's like a little pan. I put parchment paper in it. And here's like a pro tip. You just ball it up, okay? So that way you don't have to use oil to make it stick. You ball it up, then it's very easy to make it fit in. So you just do like that, and it'll stay. Versus when it's all perfect, it doesn't really stay well. Okay? Thank you, babe. All right. So now you have a dessert that's whole food, plant-based, refined sugar-free, almost, because the butterscotch has a little bit of refined sugar in it. but it's a 1/4 cup for the whole recipe. There we go. Thank you. All right. We wouldn't soak these, but we want these to be crunchy. I'm not trying to make a meat-like substance with it. I want y'all to taste the macadamias in it. But you can always still soak if you want, but in this I just chose not to. So here it is. You put it in the oven, it comes out, and then what I like to do, if you look at my video, I like to add what I call a date caramel to it. And so there's so many ways you can do a date caramel, but the easiest way is to take dates and water, or dates and dairy-free milk, and blend it, and then you have a caramel sauce. And then when it comes out and it cools, you put this on top as like a caramel sauce. Again, completely refined, sugar-free. And so in our done example, I put like a little dollop of the caramel sauce on it, and we'll have that. So we'll bake this at home because I know we're running out of time. So, okay, with our 5 minutes left, now it's time to eat. So we have so this row right here is the almond flour shell. So we have our meat we just made with the pineapple salsa and a dollop of the avocado crema. And I'll pass out these Chickpea Blondies. Okay.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, boy.
Thank you so much. Because last time
What is in the containers? I cannot believe I've missed your class. I cannot believe I've missed your class all this time.
Well, I'm glad you
Dr. Deb
came.
told me about it, and I thought it was just cooking, and that's it.
No, nutrition and cooking. Yes.
And she's a mom.
What is
Okay.
this one? Is this,
We do kale salad about every other day because we went to church.
Yes.
And I did the collard greens in the oven, never on the stove again, huh?
You put a smile on his face.
He loved it.
It's delicious and tender, and then you get all the nutrients this time. That's a great thing. I'm coming back with some more.
You think I'm gaining weight?
We're going to talk about that. But don't focus on the weight. You focus on the habits. The weight will come off.
Yeah, I'm doing
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so all of these are the almond flour?
I don't know which row. I think that's the chickpea flour one. So that one's probably cassava because he did almond first.
Cassava, okay.
Okay.
I wanted
There you go. Hey, handsome.
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to come.
Who? Oh. His bus supposed. He told me he's gonna be here at like 4 o'clock.
Huh?
He said he's gonna be here at 4, but I guess not. Okay. Okay. Okay, thoughts. Thoughts?
I'm hard but I'm ready to move in with you.
Who didn't get one? Okay. Okay. Salty? What's that, Timon?
It was a little bit of lime.
What you mean?
The lime kind of
Oh, really? Okay. These are supposed to be refrigerated. Okay. But if you do it, just use less seasoning. Oh.
I got a recipe where you can make it on, but you can make it on butter.
You're putting a lot of meat on there. It's too much. Okay. Okay. It's coming, y'all. And the recipe, the pineapple salsa calls for jalapenos. I personally don't like jalapenos, so I use serrano peppers. And it's the same spice level, but it doesn't have that jalapeno taste. So feel free to use whatever pepper you like. Oh, it's just a little avocado crema. Oh. Avocado crema, it is avocado, cashews, lime juice, cilantro, garlic. It's a little bit of water so it thins out. So instead of having like a sour cream, you could do something like this. If you're not a cilantro fan, you're going to detect it. You're not going to like it. So you can leave it out if you don't like it. Okay.
I use parsley in place of cilantro sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good substitute.
That's the only, it's either omit it or use parsley, even though it's a totally different flavor profile.
It's such a different.
Yeah. But it'll still work. It won't taste bad. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Anybody want to try the date caramel by itself? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You want some? I'm gonna pour some on there for you.
I love a little bit of just that avocado stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a sour cream nut.
Really?
So, oh my gosh, yeah, that's good. That's good.
You sure?
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else want to try this avocado crema?
A little bit more, yes, thank you. Is it not on here?
Yeah, just if you want any more.
Mine is pretty good. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Is that enough?
Yes.
You sure?
A little bit. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I'm gonna try some. Isn't that right there?
It's not hot.
So good. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So I'd like to see what you're going to do with these, what you do with the scraps. Oh, you said you were going to talk about what you do with
I think she was gonna take them,
Oh, you're going to take them.
but I would make tea from it with the skin. Yep. Okay, everybody. Well, we've come to the end of our class. I'm so grateful for your attendance today. Hopefully you all are inspired by something new, something different, that's wholesome. You can put your own twist on it very easily. If you want to make it yourself at home, these are like $40. It makes 8 tacos for a family or whatever. So everything's already done if you want to do that. And we will be here next week at 3 o'clock. And I'm grateful for you, so thank y'all so much. Okay? Bye, y'all.